Hello and welcome to Athena's Creations 2017. I'm Athena Turk, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator since 2017. Welcome to my YouTube channel or live on Facebook in Athena's Creations. Tonight I've got 3 3D projects and 3 cards, very easy cards that you can make if you're wanting to do a last minute card or two, or you forgot somebody and you need to make a card. I've got the perfect easy card for you tonight. I'm going to share all the dimensions like I always do, because to me sharing is caring, and I love to discover new folds, new fun folds, new projects, 3D, and I love to share them. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started, because there's a lot of different things that are happening. I'm using 2 different suite of products, well, a bundle in a suite. The Delicate Pines, which features this beautiful paper and ribbon and all the fun little embellishments. And then the little Gingerbread Man, which he is a bundle and he's on the last chance list. I hope he doesn't sell out anytime soon, because I do have some more projects in the works that I've been playing with to share hopefully next week, and a couple of more 3D possibilities using this cute little gingerbread, which he's normally, brown in color and all the things with those sparkles. But for this little project, I thought it was super cute. It's perfect to hold the little gingerbread, the little Debbie's, but it's also a hot cocoa packet holder, and I'm going to share all that fun stuff with you. So this project here can be used for multiple things, including the hot cocoa packet, but also fun little treats like this. So let's go ahead and get started so I can share all the details and all of the dimensions. And again, thank you so much for joining me tonight, whether it was live in Athena's Creations on Facebook or if it was replay on my YouTube channel. So thank you for joining me, and hopefully you guys will be able to follow along, and I give all the measurements, and I have sticky notes that I share and all the things. So anyway, so the first thing I just wanted to share real quickly too is I participate with other demonstrators in what's called swaps, and we did a 3D swap in this spring, and this was one of the swaps, and I thought, this is absolutely the cutest box ever. How and what can I do to make that? So I figured it out, and I've got the template here, and I created this cute little box using some of the leftover paper that is currently now unavailable. It was on the last chance list. It's like probably the most beautiful paper and suite of products I think that's out there. But it also will hold the little gingerbread, and for our Delicate Pines, we're going to use the little Debbie Christmas Fudge Tree brownie, but I'm pretty sure, although I don't have it, they will fit the little white snowflake, this particular box. So that's what we're going to make. We're going to put this little guy in there. Super, super fun and cute. So I'm going to share that. And also, let's see, what else do I have over here? Oh, and then, of course, this project, I've got, like I said, some cards. So I'll do a couple of these first, and then I'll do the cards, and then we'll do this fun little bundle right here, or suite. This one was one of the original packets that I had made. Gosh, I can't even remember when. I think I even still have that bundle. It's such a cute little set. I have a hard time getting rid of some of my Christmas stuff. I just love it so much. And so here's the hot cocoa packet, all the dimensions, and you can see, depending on your project and how much you want to see or have shown, the slants. You could do a shorter slant or a longer slant, just depending on what you want to show. Now this one was last year's that I shared as well, and it's, that's kind of what I did this year, and I'm going to share all that with you. And like I said, it will hold the cocoa packet and everything. And I do want to mention this cute little stamp set in dies. The More Than Autumn is on the last chance list. Today's December 4th. So it's on the last chance list. You can get the dies for $11.20 and the stamp set for $20, which is it's a fabulous deal. So if that's been on your wish list, you want to get it sooner rather than later, because at those prices, that stuff is going to sell out super fast. All right, let me just put all this fun stuff aside, and we're going to go ahead and get started on this project first. Then we'll do the cute little hot cocoa. Put him over there to the side. And we're, like I said, we're going to use the Delicate Pines. This is a suite of product. I don't think that's on the last chance. I think this one is still good to go for a bit. There's lots and lots of dies and beautiful stamps. And of course the paper, really nice paper. And that one came with that set. It came with these beautiful embellishments. The faceted snowflakes, really, really pretty. And then I've die cut out these pieces ahead of time and everything so we can get started. I'm kind of running out of room here, but that's okay. All right, so here's our template. And you can see where we're going to put the tear and tape on the two corners, or all four corners actually, to make the box. And this is going to be the lid part. All right. Let's see. I'm trying to, every week I have fiddle with this. I don't know why that is, but let me see if I can get that tighter. Maybe it'll stay put. Okay. So the measurement is 11 inches by 5 3/4. And then on the 11-inch side, which is the long side, you're going to score it at 1 inch, 5 inches, 6 inches, and 10 inches. Then on the shorter side, the 5 3/4 side, you're going to score at 1/2 inch, 1 1/2, 4 1/2, and 5 1/4. And I've pre-cut and scored the paper. I just need to make sure I know exactly where my template is before I start cutting, because I did that last week, I think, and I sort of messed up because I started cutting the wrong section, if that makes any sense. I don't know, but let's see here. We have two small sides. I didn't quite make note, but I guess what I should probably do first is burnish all the score lines. That might help in deciding where I need to cut first. This is such a cute little box. Okay. Because there's a lot of pieces that we're going to cut out. And I might bring in my scoring and cutting my trimmer just to kind of trim some of this down, because it's basically going to be cut like this. So there's my template, and let's do a little bit of cutting. So for this one, we're going to cut in the middle all the way to that second score line. And the same thing for this one, up to the second score line. And the same thing here. Now this one, I'm just going to get rid of that little tab that's on the end. Don't need that. And we're going to do a little snip on the ends, just like that. Let me move all that to the side over here. And this one, we're going to get rid of this little tab piece right here. And then we're going to notch it there and there. Okay. All right, and then here we want to do a little notch up to the score line. And that's one side. Now we're going to turn it, and we're going to turn the template. And my screen's going crooked again. Oh my goodness. There's got to be a better way for this to work. Let me just try this other little notch. Okay, so that's part of it, I think. And then just tightening it up. Crazy. Okay. Hopefully that will stay put. All right, so now we're going to do the other side. And again, I'm going to bring in my trimmer and I'm going to trim off that section and this section. But again, at the middle, we're going to cut up to that little second score line. On all three of these. And then again, this little piece right here, we're going to get rid of. And then we're going to notch the little tab. And notch that corner. Notch that corner. Going to get rid of this little tab right there. I'm going to notch it on the inside and the left side. And then I'm going to get rid of all this real quick. My little trash bin right there. And then I'm going to get my paper trimmer out. And I'm going to trim from this up to that score line in the middle. Okay. Because I don't know if you can see, you could definitely fussy cut it, but to me the trimmer I think will make a nice clean cut. Just double check that before I cut it. Just like that. And I'm going to turn it, cut the other side, but I'm going to come up from the bottom, which might be a little off screen here. And just get that in the groove. And then I'm just going to cut up. And you can see with the trimmer where it's going to stop right there. So that's, because that's the top lid of the box, I did that so that you can see how nice that is. Okay? So again, we've got these little pieces. We'll toss them into the trash. And now I want to do a tiny little notch, I think. I think that's what I did. Just a tiny one. Just like that. Okay. Now, one more time, let's just double check everything. Yep, this looks right. So now we're going to come in with our tear and tape. Super easy. I use tear and tape for a lot of my projects. And it's going to be these little pieces right there, all four. And I did pre-cut the paper here. Because like I said, it's from the Delicate Pines. It's super, super cute. We could stamp something here, but I don't know. Warm Winter Wishes. Maybe that's what we're going to stamp on that one. Trying to think. Did I do that before? Because this is what I made with it before. And then this was my my demonstrator friend Melissa had done a swap in the spring. And so I said, oh, I got to do something for Christmas. So we're using the Delicate Pines for this one. I guess we'll go ahead and assemble the box, and then we'll take a chance and glue all that together. And so the box is going to come together like this. Right? So let's just do one little tear and tape at a time, one side at a time. Whoops, there we go. So you're just going to bring that in all the way up, and then you just pinch it. Then we're going to do this other tear and tape side. And again, we're going to bring that up and pinch it. And then the last two, same thing. The nice thing about tear and tape is you can do it one at a time. And when you're doing 3D projects, this or the liquid glue is recommended. All right, we're almost done with our box. Super easy box. I did a pre-order for this from the spring catalog and online exclusives, and it looks like it's going to be here Tuesday. So I'm kind of excited to use some of the 3D projects that I've been playing with for Christmas. I'm excited to use those in some of the spring stuff. All right, so the top of the box, or the designer paper that we want to use, is measured 3 3/4 by 2.5. It's going to go right on top. Oops, there we go. Use my tear and tape. Hopefully y'all got to take advantage of that amazing Black Friday special where some of the adhesives were on sale, and some paper and some blends. That's so pretty. All right, so now we've got the side pieces, which are the 2 long pieces, and that's measured, this designer paper, which is great for tiny scraps that you have left over. It's great to use on this box. I think I want to go that direction. That's super cute, but I like that greenery. So that's 3 3/4 by 3/4 of an inch. And we've got 2 of these. Just like that. There we go. And then we've got the 2 little pieces, or maybe it's just one piece. Yep, just one piece. And this one is 2.5 by 3/4 of an inch. Again, it's a great way to use up some of those little scrap pieces that you have on hand. And I had a few of those, so this was perfect. Warm Winter Wishes. I think that's what we're going to stamp on this one. Oh, and these are on the Last Chance list. One of my favorite die sets this season. I think I've used this one quite a lot. I've used pretty much all of these a lot. The traditional labels dies. So super, super cute. And we're going to stamp Warm Winter Wishes in shaded spruce. Just like that. Super cute. All right, and then I had some of these die cut pieces that, again, I've been playing with, and super cute. So let's maybe add this little piece. And this was die cut out with the paper. I just want to put that one right there. trying to decide if I want to add some ribbon. I should add a little ribbon, I think. Let's just trim a little piece. I'm all thumbs all of a sudden. I don't know what the deal is. Okay. Yeah, I like that. Let's do that. Okay. Let's see. It is a little difficult when you've got your box assembled already, but this is the lid, so this might work out okay. Let's see, how did I have that just a second ago? Yep, just like that. Looks kind of strange, right? But you put this on and it just has that nice little extra on there. Really pretty. All right, there we go. Now, of course, our little tree, and of course, the gingerbread will fit as well. Absolutely adorable. And I'm thinking it needs a little more something, doesn't it? Some of my favorite adhesives this year. I think this is my second or third pack. Traditional sparkling sequins. To me, they just add that extra fun little sparkle to any project. I love all the sparkles. And I think we're going to go with this beautiful gold. Let's do, or clear. So we're going to put one, or no, wait, you know what? Let's go with the red. Let's go with the red. We're going to do one red one, like right in the middle. And then we're going to do two of the medium-sized red on either side. Nope, change that up. Don't you love how my brain thinks? I change it up on the, let's do that one instead. Yeah, I like that. Okay. I sort of did that with this first one, although I didn't use ribbon, but super cute, man. I just love it. This one, I don't know if it's still available. I think it is on that last chance list if it is available. It's been on a temporary unorderable status several times the past couple of months. It's really been a hot item. So cute. Oh, we need one more little bling. Not really, but I'm going to add it. So to the center of this little snowflake, I think we need some. Let's go with the small green right there in the middle. Oh yeah, that's cute. Like I said, I love all the things that are bling. And so this will hold the little brownie. It will also hold the little gingerbread. And as I showed you when we first started, it'll hold some fun little treats for the springtime. And then you can stamp on that lid part if you wanted to. So yeah, such a fun little idea. There's nothing like a handmade gift, you know it? So fun. I'm sad to see these are on the last chance. That means that once they sell out, they're gone forever. So hopefully you got them if that's something that you were wanting to get. And then this one, so cute. And of course, besides the little gingerbread man, this whole gingerbread is also on the last chance list. And I did the math. You can still get it as a bundle and save 10%. And it'll totally fit. Cocoa packet. Super fun. Like I said, I just started playing with the gingerbread one. So yes, I'm sad that it's on the last chance list, but it's so, so cute. And you know, I've got a couple of other fun things that I'm playing with. Hopefully I can show it off next week before it sells out. I don't know. That's the thing about the last chance list. You don't know what's going to sell out fast or first, and it's kind of hit or miss. All right, so this one, in case you wanted to get the measurements, the hot cocoa packet, or, I mean, that's what I've been calling it. It's 8 by 5. On the 8-inch side, you score it 3 3/4, and you score it 4 1/4. Then you turn it on the 5-inch side, and you score it at a 1/2 inch. And then you are going to trim it. And I already trimmed this one at a slant. And that's going to be the pocket. So 8 by 5. And then you've got those score lines. This one's such an easy one to replicate. So it's great for somebody that you maybe don't know very well. And you're just going to cut up to the score line on that one. And we're going to do tear and tape on this side. Super easy. But yeah, this is a great thing if, you know, you're needing to get a little something. You could also do like a get well packet and put like a soup packet in here, you know, and some little tea bags or something. Just use your imagination. Can be used for a lot of different things. All right, so you just fold that flap down. And then fold this over. And just make sure that's nice and adhered down very well, just like that. Okay, so again, it'll hold so many different things. I'm doing a little hot cocoa packet, HEB. It's the perfect little size for the gingerbread. So we're going to set the little gingerbread, or we're going to set that one aside for now. And I'm going to show you something. Like I said, I just started to play with this one, the gingerbread. So this piece of cardstock is 5 by 3 3/4. And I'm going to get this beautiful stamp out using the F block. And I am going to use my Secret C because my memento needs to be re-inked. It's a little shy. But I love Secret C. It's our new in color. I just want to make sure there's plenty of ink. Just like that. And then I'm going to place him in the middle and apply nice even pressure. Let that ink soak into the cardstock. Voila. And then I've got our cute little face, because with the stamp set, you have all kinds of possible little faces. Kind of the wink, the uh-oh, maybe the girly one, if you will. And then I'm just doing the simple one here. And for this one, I'll show you the mementos. Not real dark. Like I said, I need to re-ink it, but oops, I almost did it upside down. Okay. Yeah, it's a little light. I don't know if it comes across on the camera or not, but it's a little light. Okay. And then I went ahead and I did a lot of die cutting ahead of time to kind of play with it. And of course I brought in these cute little Real Red and White adhesive backed peppermints. I do believe those are still available. They came out last year, and those were the hot tamale, I guess, the hot commodity. And then this one, I just die cut a bunch of white cardstock and then the red, and then I just cut off the piece. Probably should have left one open. Oh, I do have one on the side here to show you what I mean. It's got that slit, so you can easily trim it and mix and match your hats and stuff. And as you can see, I've been playing around, and I've got all these pieces to play with that, like I said, hopefully I'll have some fun stuff for you next week. We're going to stamp sugar and spice and everything nice. And I don't remember what color I used last on that one, so let me clean that one real quick. I think last week I was using it for the other project I had. I think I used Cherry Cobbler, and we're doing the Real Red on this one. We're going to stamp that one. I went ahead and the shapes, dies, and die cut that out. Now this one, it should be dry by now. I'm going to actually fussy cut it, but there is a way with the die. Let me just show you what I'm talking about. So here's this big die, right? And so on one side it's straight, and the other two sides it's nice and slanted. Now when you die cut it out, it looks just like this, which is really cute. You could probably, I've seen some samples where they've got another section. There's two of these, and they put them together, and they made a box to fit on the inside, which is super cute. You could do all kinds of things with it. I actually die cut this one out, and you can see where it wanted to just be straight, and I tried to angle it myself. But then I've since seen where you can actually go in and put the plate only up to a little bit so that it would only die cut, and then you could take the other part. I'm explaining it poorly, but in other words, it'll have that nice shape. This is actually that velvet paper, which is really nice, soft texture. And so you can actually stamp on it and, cut it. Now, because I'm going to fussy cut, it's not going to be as big as if I had die cut it. And I'll show you that in just a second as well. And then this is just 5 by 3 3/4. This one, I just die cut out because, again, I've got some ideas for sharing with you with this one. And I have my little Debbie gingerbread guys. And I thought, oh, that would be so cute as a, put him in there as a treat, maybe. I mean, that's still a possibility, right? Just put a little, I don't know, some kind of, not ribbon, but those, I forget what that's called. I don't use it very often. Twine. That would probably, that would be so cute, right? So again, I've got tons of ideas, but I hadn't had a lot of time to play with this one yet. And I just really started playing with it. And of course, by now there's lots of amazing samples out there. And let's stamp this one. The sugar and spice with everything nice. This is such a cute set. Just give it a couple of seconds to let the ink soak in. All right, so while that one is drying, because I did re-ink that one, I'm going to go ahead and fussy cut this one out. And whether you use the die or not, fussy cutting on this one is really easy because there's just some simple lines to go around, right? Nice and rounded. Just take your time. This is the part that if I knew, once I've downloaded my live on Facebook, once I download it to my phone, there's got to be an easier way to, like this part, while I'm cutting and stuff like that. There should be a way to edit it. I just have not figured out how to do that. So if you're out there and you know how to do it, message me. I would love to know. But as you can see, it's really easy. You just take your time. And with my right hand that's cutting, I'm moving with my left hand the paper around. Really easy to fussy cut. And although fussy cutting is not my favorite, sometimes it's necessary. And then when you use that die cut and you want the hand to be round, then it's called staggering the plates. But I was explaining it a little convoluted earlier. All right, see how easy that is? Now, of course, I'm always waste not, want not, so I think that I could use a couple of these pieces for that die cut here so that when you have dark cardstock like pecan pie, then you can have the little things on here with the white. I've seen a lot of people do some heat embossing with it, and it looks amazing. And that's something I didn't do this year was heat emboss. I normally heat emboss with my cards, and I didn't do that this year. Maybe once. Oh, well. All right, so now what I'm going to do is we're going to, oh, I forgot the little scarf. I had die cut out a scarf, I think. Here he is. I was just kind of, like I said, I was playing around. That's the little pieces right there that you can put on there. They'll be super cute. Okay. So this one, we're going to go ahead and put him right there. And then we're going to apply some adhesive right there. Use my take your pick tool because I'm all thumbs all of a sudden. And we're going to put that on there. And then I think I want to just, on that edge, apply some adhesive. Here's a cute little hat, or her cute little hat, whatever, right? And then I'm going to go ahead, put our little gingerbread right there. Just a little bit. And then next, I'm going to add a couple of dimensionals, like right there, directly to my project. Take that piece off. Then I have room to add this cute little piece right there. Oh, and another little one right there. Isn't that the cutest? And it's so easy to make. So easy to make. Cute little peppermints, and they'll fit inside our clear bags. So whether it's the gingerbread man or the hot cocoa packet, again, the dimensions for this project, 8 by 5. On the 8-inch side, you're going to score it at 3 3/4 and 4 1/4. And then on the bottom or the short side, at 5 inches, you are going to score it at 1/2 inch. And then you'll cut the slant and decorate. Isn't that the cutest? Oh, so cute. Now I've got 3 cards and then this fun project next. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's right. This project's next. But here's one of the cards. Using the Delicate Pines. This is a really easy fold. Like I said, if you're wanting a quick card and you've got some cardstock, this is a really easy way to use your cardstock and your designer paper. So cute. So the designer paper is 3 by 5 1/4. And then the side designer paper is 5 1/4 by 1. The white for the inside is 5 1/4 by 3. And the card base is 7 1/2 by 5 1/2, scored at, double check my measurement here, 3 1/4. Scored at 3 1/4. Isn't that fun? Super easy. Okay, let's go ahead and put our card together. It's our card base. And then here is Celebrate the Season. You can see this is all from the beautiful designer series paper. Even this little piece is as well. All right, Celebrate the Season. This one is in Cherry Cobbler. I'm going to go from the left side. Then on the inside, the white piece, we're going to stamp using pecan pie and our cute little pine cone. This pine cone is so cute. Love it. All right, so first thing I'm going to do is there's going to be a little bit of space, but it's going to be close to that score line. I'm going to hold down one side, lift up the flap, apply my adhesive. And then I've got this piece here that I could either use that side, which is the same side that I die cut this one, but I think it looks really good with this one, this side here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave a tiny little gap. In between. Let's see. Just trying to eyeball it. Yep, there we go. Apply that adhesive. This one, it's going to be a strip across. just like that. And then we're going to add our little bitty pine cone from the die cut, from the designer paper. So cute. This is such an easy card. And then this one's kind of in the middle. Of course, my favorite bling is going to be this beautiful red right smack in the middle. Super fun, super easy card using the delicate pines. All right, we've got 2 more cards and then 1 more 3D. So exciting. So this one's called a Fun Fold Tuck card, okay? And we're gonna use some really pretty paper that I got last year that I sort of forgot that I had this year. We're gonna use the silicone mat. And I've got all the dimensions here. And we're also going to make using the delicate pines. And then we're going to be using this, which is an online exclusive. I think it came out in June or July. And although I didn't get the whole bundle, I just got the stamp set. I've really been using this one a lot. I really like this one. Bright and Happy Christmas Wishes. And then, of course, this fun little guy here, the little holly and the berry. And then, may the spirit of the season bring you hope, happiness, and love. This is actually on the last chance list, and it's discounted. So if you've been enjoying some of the samples that I've been sharing, you might want to go over there and grab that one before it sells out. It has like a 3D, it's got the die cuts, of course, but it's also got, I think it's a 3D embossing folder that's kind of interesting. Like I said, I just got the stamp set. To me, it's just really versatile with all the pieces, 16 stamps here. But again, this one's called a Fun Fold Tuck card. And so there's several measurements here. And I'll go over this one. You can screenshot it, and then I will tell you the dimensions as we go through. The cardstock is 11 by 4 1/4, scored at 5 1/2, and then cut at 2 3/4. Then there's a piece of cardstock 2 1/4 by 2 1/4 that I've cut diagonally for the little tuck piece. It's going to tuck in there. The designer paper, we're going to have a 2 by 2 inch designer paper, again cut at diagonal so it will layer. Basic white for the inside is 5 1/4 by 4. The front basic white is 3 3/4 by 2 1/4. Okay. Let's do this one first. And then this one I made note. And you can either use liquid glue or you can use your Stampin' Seal. But the way I'm adhering it, I'm going to use my silicone mat, which is probably a good thing when you're stamping, especially if you use liquid glue. Let me just show you. So this front piece is going to tuck into that corner. May the spirit of the season bring you hope, happiness, and love. And so this piece right here was cut off and turned and used this direction. Let me show you what I mean. I don't know if these are still available. I found these in my stash. Cherry Cobbler and Pearl. Really, really fun. All right. So this is 11 inches. scored. I'm running out of space. At 2 3/4. And then the piece that's trimmed off is 2 3/4. So this was once a full piece. Basically cut it 2 3/4, the half piece. And that's what's going to be used to layer. So again, super simple. I think this has probably been around, this kind of fold's been around for a while. But the tuck part is new to me. I think that's really cool to be able to tuck your card piece in there like that. All right, so we've got a couple of different pieces here. This piece of designer paper is 4 1/4 by 2 3/4. And this one is going to fit on the inside. I'm just double checking here before I put my adhesive. Right there. And we're going to do our stamping next. But I will get this piece. We're going to put this little piece of designer paper, which is 4 by 2 1/2, and it is going to layer right on the top. Again, gorgeous paper. And that one's going to layer there, but let's do our stamping. Bright and Happy Christmas Wishes, which is on my desk right here. All right, Cherry Cobbler. I'm just going to find the center. Apply a little bit of pressure. And then we're going to also stamp, which is right next to it. May the spirit of this season bring you hope, happiness, and love. Right there in the middle. Now, it's not exactly in the middle because we're going to go ahead and put this one in. Hold down the one side, lift up the flap, and apply that adhesive. Now, I didn't have to put this layering piece, but it just really finishes it off, the card, really nicely when you do. All right. Almost forgot we got more stamping to do on that one. So let's go ahead and layer this little piece here. Yep, the designer paper on top. And then I'm going to bring in my silicone sheet, because I made myself a note. The first card I made, I didn't allow room to tuck it. So this one's not tucking, but the others are going to tuck. And that's my little reminder to only apply a little bit of adhesive to the corner. So that's what this silicone sheet's here for, because I only want to apply a little bit. Because I need room. I don't know if you can see that, but I need room for it to be able to tuck. And then whatever's on here, the silicone is magic. It'll prevent things from sticking. Hopefully that makes sense. Then apply pressure. And so now we'll be able to tuck it in there. Okay. So next we're going to finish stamping. We're going to put our little hollies in each corner. And then we're going to get our blends out and color those in. I have a really sweet story. At first I thought, oh no. It looks really pretty because it's got green and red. And I was giving a workshop with one of my amazing stampers. I guess I didn't give the instruction or something. I'm not sure. But she used the blends instead of the markers because we were doing two different colors. And so that's the blends. And it's just really pretty and stained. Unique. All right, so now we're going to bring in our blends to color. Light Real Red, of course, for the berries. The blends were on that sale too, which is amazing. It was kind of nice that they did that Black Friday special. And then dark Old Olive. Probably could do light, but I'm going to do dark. And again, this would be the part where I would fast forward or edit out if I knew how. I'm trying. This year I decided, oops, got some ink there. This year I decided to try to work smarter, not harder. And so by doing so, my lives, I will save to my phone afterwards and then upload later to my YouTube channel. Because before that, I was making duplicates of, or triplicates actually, of everything. And then doing separate videos, which were shorter, granted, but that was extra work for me. And I was trying to be consistent every week. And since I do my Facebook Lives for my stamping group and customers on Thursdays on Facebook, I thought, I gotta do something smarter instead of duplicating, or I don't have time to go back and that's when and of course right before that was, or right after that, I decided to do that. I guess this year they changed Facebook where your lives are good for 30 days and then they disappear. So you have to download them anyway. So that worked out pretty good. So you want to make sure you're going to be able to tuck it, right? And so what I do is I'm just kind of eyeballing it. That looks like it's going to work like that. So I'm going to hold down this side and lift up this flap and apply my adhesive, just that one spot. Just like that. And so now I can tuck it. Isn't that the cutest ever? Love this card. Now, of course, I shouldn't leave this off. Oh, and I forgot. The berries can't be put on this one, but that's okay. I think I just want to do the one set of berries up here at the top. So that's another thing to keep in mind to make sure it's up enough if you want to put those berries on there. But you don't have to. Okay. Let's see. I want to add that on there. Super cute. Doesn't really need it, but I love cute stuff like that. All right, so now for the next one, using the same easy fold idea. And then each one, I've got little sticky notes, of course. Share all of those. Same thing, but with a pine cone. Celebrate the season. This almost looks like a different color, but it's not. It's stamped on and then stamped off. And so I'm stamping on this because I have a die cut that I can use this later. So I'm trying to, again, work smarter, not harder. So I will stamp, and then the stamp off will be the corners of this piece here. Hopefully that makes sense. And I'll use the back to do that with. So let's go ahead and stamp our Celebrate the Season. Which again, this is coming from the Delicate Pines. I don't think I saw that on the last chance list. I'm not sure. It might be. I'm not sure. Just kind of put that one in the middle. And then we've got our Shaded Spruce. I'm going to need another piece of paper here in a minute, I think. Let's see. All right. 1 second. I've got a little baggie that I hold all my extra pieces of cardstock. Okay. Stamp on. Stamp off. So we've got a little piece there in the corner. Stamp on. Stamp off. Isn't that pretty? So now I have some pieces I can die cut later for another project. I'm going to come in with my pecan pie and my cute little pine cone. And we're going to stamp our pine cone right here in the corner. Super cute. Because it just needs a little something there. We'll pause that one. So this is the 5 1/4 by 4. And we're going to stamp. May the spirit of the season bring you hope, happiness, and love. And I can't remember. Let me clean this one real quickly, just to be sure. Use Cherry Cobbler, which is a beautiful color to use with Shaded Spruce. Ooh, there's some kind of something. So I'm going to turn him over. Let me clean him one more time because there was something on there. Again, you can tell that I really love this stamp set. Okay, much better. You can always turn your paper over. All right, so I'm going to put our little pine cone right there. Super sweet. Okay, I think that's it for this stamping. So we can do some of the assembling. Beautiful Shaded Spruce. So we go ahead and apply our adhesive. So that's going to layer right under here. Oh, there it is. And I'd use the really pretty soft color side. I'm going to use this side, I do believe, for this one, just so we can see the difference. Again, we're going to just layer this piece here. This is the bigger piece. That's going to be on the inside. Okay. Apply my adhesive. And then the smaller piece is going to be on the outside here. Oh, I forgot I was going to tell you all the measurements again, and I have not. So basic white, 5 1/4 by 4. Then this piece of white is 3 3/4 by 2 1/4. Our cardstock base is 11 by 4 1/4, scored at 5 1/2, cut at 2 3/4. And then that's going to be the layering piece for that one. The triangle, 2 1/4 by 2 1/4, cardstock, cut at a diagonal. Then our designer paper layers, 4 1/4 by 2 3/4. And then the triangle is 2 by 2, cut at an angle. Then the inside is 4 by 2 1/2. There we go. That's the stickies for those. All right. We're ready. This should be dry, so we can go ahead and layer this piece. Just like that. My little sticky note, because I glued that one down, so it's not, this card's not tucking, but this one's going to tuck because I made myself a note. All right. So it's going to go on just like this. So I only want to add adhesive a little bit to the side there. Can probably see that, okay? Make sure we tuck that in there, that adhesive. So it's on our side. And we'll still be able to tuck it just like that. So, so cute. Okay. All right, so I think that's going to be really nice like that. And I'm kind of eyeballing. You can measure it if you want. I'm going to lift up one side, apply my adhesive. And there's our card with the tucking part to it. This one, I glued it completely and forgot after I glued it. Oh yeah, I just need adhesive on the little sides so that I could tuck it. But it's still a very cute card, really simple fold to replicate. And again, on this one, I want to finalize this piece. And I think I want to do the red or the cherry cobbler. So I don't know, which one do you like? Do you like the lighter color designer paper or the other side that's the really pretty dark? I think they're both fabulous. I like them both. Then we have one more really cool, brand new to me, that I just learned this past weekend or week, whenever that was, using cardstock to make this cute little gift. Super simple, right? We have a template and everything. So this is our last project. Oh, hey, Beverly, I'm so glad you got to join tonight. Thank you so much. These are all so much fun. All these projects, I'm absolutely loving these projects. So here's the template, and he's kind of bent in a couple of places, right? but that's part of putting the box together and pinching it, basically. I didn't know how I could do that because I saw a sample online somewhere, and although I didn't have the correct measurements at the time, I wondered, how can you do that with cardstock? But this piece of cardstock is 10 3/4 by 7. And on the 7-inch side, we score at 1.5 and 5.5. And then on the 10 3/4 inch side, we score at 3 3/4, 5 1/4, and 9. Let's go ahead and burnish all these score lines. And then we will cut according to the template. Okay. So we're going to turn it to the side. We're basically going to get rid of these 2 corners. So you cut up to that score line. Get rid of this one. All right, and then here, cut up to the score line on each one. And then we're gonna do a little slant cut right there. And then the other side, same thing, cut up to the score line. Cut off a tiny little bit right there. I think I've heard some people call it mitering. I'm not sure what fancy term you want to use, but there it is. All right, I think that's good. All right. Oh, I didn't write where the adhesive goes. Only made this one time, so let's see how this goes. All right. This little piece. Oh, that's something I didn't. Oh, here we go. I did write it on here. So this little piece that's going to be at the top here of your designer paper, again using the Delicate Pines, it's 3 3/4 by 1.5. And then this bigger piece that's going to be on this side is 3 3/4 by 3.5. So we can go ahead and put that one on. And I see where I cut needs to be a little bit snug there. There we go. I believe that's right. Yeah. I'm second guessing myself here. All right. Add that adhesive. Might have to trim off a little bit. All right. It's pretty close, but I can kind of see a little bit right there. Ever so slightly. That was bugging me. I don't know why, but it was. Okay. And then, now if you have directional paper, you definitely want to be careful when you're putting your designer paper on. In fact, you might want to wait on your designer paper until you know which one is going to be the front or top or bottom, especially if you have directional paper. If you don't have directional paper, not a big deal. Like this one, no problem. But yeah, directional paper, just be a little careful about that. All right. so that's our basic template. Now let's fold it in. And this one, of course, will hold lots of little candies and things like that. It's basically designed so that once you put your fun stuff inside, then you're going to put your box together. I call it a box, but it's going to go like that. And then since this is the front and that's part of the front, the flat part wants to go toward the back. So that's why you would assemble it just like this. And so that would technically be a box, but we're going to pinch it, the corners on each side after we put our tear and tape really well, by the way. And then we're going to pinch it, and it's going to look like a gift, but it'll stand up. So it'll hold like a deck of cards, maybe a pair of socks, lots of fun little stuff. This would definitely hold like a little bag of soup, like an instant soup package, maybe some crackers. Let me just, before I close the box, because once it's closed, it's kind of hard to reassemble it. Let's see here. Let me go ahead with the tear and tape because I know I'm going to do that. I mean, it's big enough, like it'll hold some candy, some gum. What am I trying to say? A little tiny Kleenex, which I thought I had right here, but I don't see it. But it would definitely hold like little Kleenex. All right, tear and tape there. Tear and tape there. And then tear and tape on this side and this side. I probably should write that on my template. Oops, wrong one. Yeah, that's always a good thing if I have it written on my template. All right, so tear and tape. Tear and tape. Tear and tape. All right. Because I have a feeling I'm probably going to want to make this again. So cute. All right, so just bring that up and pinch it. I don't know about y'all, but I'm loving all these 3D projects that I'm learning. It's so much fun. To me, paper crafting is such a stress reliever. And so fun. So fun. All right, so this one's going to be really important that you have your tear and tape or adhesive of choice. Liquid glue would work as well. But you just want to make sure that because we're going to pinch it in, you want to make sure it's pretty strong and as close to the top and the bottom as you can get it. Just like that. All right, so we're going to do one side at a time. Just like that. And this side is next. Okay. That's where we're going. Oops. Got a little something there. So I'm just going to use my forefinger, holding my index finger and thumb, the front and the back. Then my first finger I'm going to use to slowly pinch in on both sides like that. I should have turned that one the other direction like I did the sample, but I did not. That's okay. And so now you can see, just by pinching it ever so slightly, and there's plenty of room for stuff inside. I'll try to take some sample pictures and share later as well, and then of course we've got our beautiful ribbon that is part of the Delicate Pines Suite gold edged ribbon, and it's shaded spruce. We've got 10 yards. It's absolutely gorgeous. And I've got approximately, let's see, it's 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, approximately 20 inches of ribbon. And basically, once you fill up what you want for the inside, then you'll tie a double knot, and then you'll have beautiful extra ribbon, and then you'll come in with all of the pieces that we stamped on the card and stamped off, and then we can die cut that out and adhere that to the ribbon and finish off the project just like this. But you want to make sure you put all that fun, good stuff on the inside first, because then when they go to open it, well, it'll be a fun surprise for all the good stuff on the inside, right? Love these one-sheet cardstock pieces that do so many different things. So I will definitely post all of those in our group. Pictures, I think I've already taken pictures, but I will share all of that. We use the Jolly Holly stamp set, which is on the last chance list. And here's a couple of the tuck and fold cards we did tonight. And a couple more tuck and fold. And then another really easy card. Celebrate the season. And some of our 3D items. I'm just loving all these fun projects. And then our hot cocoa packet, or the little gingerbread man. So cute, so fun. And I think that was all the projects that we did. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yep. We did 1, 2, 3 cards and 1, 2, 3 different projects. So that's tonight. And then, like I said, I've really just started playing with the Gingerbread Man bundle. Hopefully I'll have some more fun things to share next week. Probably next week will be the last Christmas stuff. Tuesday, my pre-order for the new spring catalog comes in, which I'm very excited about. Woo! There's some pretty things in here. I can't wait to share. But if you're one of my customers and you want that catalog, let me know. I'll be sure and send one out to you with your beautiful handmade Christmas card this year. And then after that, possibly the 18th, which is the Thursday before Christmas, maybe we'll have a sneak peek of some of the beautiful Valentine things that are in that new mini catalog. If I have time by then, I don't know. We're still doing all the fun decorating for Christmas and, you know, different things like that. But anyway, that's all of our projects for tonight. And we'll have, like I said, one more week of Christmas, probably some more 3D and some fun folds and things. And then it'll be on to the spring. So thank you all so much for joining me tonight, and we will see you next week. I will definitely send you a catalog, Beverly. Definitely. And inside the catalog is going to be the Christmas card, because I did some Christmas cards that were kind of thick, and some of them are shaker cards. And I think if I send them with the catalog, it'll be a nice little surprise. Happy stamping. We'll see you next week.